That's Satan's love, which is not love. But it's what we've been trained in. So it's hard to go past it. But that's what we know. And we read 1 Corinthians 13 as if that's something, oh yeah, I'm going to get to that down there. And he's like, no. You should be doing that now. You should be focused on that now, not later, now. So we've been trained right from the beginning in the world, even by many of us Christian parents, to learn the love of the world, not really the love of God. And it opens us up to attacks of Satan. He has an open door he can attack us at any point. Just let some family member get, in trouble. Just let some, it's easy. Just take you off focus. Because we want to please him. And we're told, well, you're supposed to care about him. You're supposed to do these things. That's what we were told before we were even 5 years old. Here are the rules of love. But those rules were not the rules of the love of God. So we've been trained in something that's not of God, and we've held on to something that's not of God. Because it's a little uncomfortable. It's a little uncomfortable. What did Jesus do? How is his perspective? Last 3 verses of John 2. Now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover in the feast day, many believed in his name when they saw the miracles which he did. But Jesus did not commit himself unto them, because he knew all men, and needed not that any should testify of man, for he knew what was in man. And we know from Jeremiah 17:5 what's in man. It says, "Cursed is the man who puts his trust in man." Right? And further down to verse 9 it says, "The heart is deceitful and desperately wicked." So Jesus said he didn't commit, in other words, he didn't trust in any man. He let his trust be for God only. You see that? The word commit there ultimately means entrust yourself to. But we've been conditioned, the minute we love is the same as entrusting ourselves to that other person. Mm-hmm. And now what that person thinks of us can change our entire day. Mm-hmm. So we've been set up by Satan to have a way he can always get to us. Just let someone speak bad about us and let us hear it. All of a sudden we're running. Oh, why did he say that? He said, "Gotcha." It's easy to pick us off. This thing is so ingrained, and because the word love is used, we tend not to deal with it. Love. See? He said, it's love. But the answer is no, say that's not love. Because your love requires a payback. God's love doesn't. You with me? God's love doesn't. Let's go to let's go to 1 Peter. I left something hanging. I don't want to leave it hanging. Paul told us that without question, when you get married, that is really when you open yourself up to love, you will seek to please the object of your love. You will care for the things of the world. Are you with me? He says you will care for the things of the world. However, we read that if I love the world, if I care for the things of the world, the love of the Father is not in me. So I set myself to separate myself from God right off the bat when I continue in operating in Satan's love. So, what should I do with the care? If the care is going to happen, well, how should I handle the fact that I want to care for somebody? How do I do that? You with me? 1 Peter tells us in chapter 5, verse 6, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you." So, since you're going to care for somebody, it says, let God care for them. Cast it upon him. So you don't have an open door being hurt when your care, which is based on your love, is not returned. Love him through the love of God, which has no expectation of return, it's outward focused. And you can continue caring because now your source is not yourself. You aren't depleting you. You're depleting a source that can't be depleted. The Lord God. Cast your cares upon Him. Paul says, hey, you're going to care about this person. Peter said, that's right, but guess what? Give it to God. Give it to God. All right? Give it to God. Let's go back to 1 John 5. So I want to connect this. We didn't read verse 4. I want to bring in verse 4 here in 1 John 5. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. Whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Now, just based on the placement of this verse, clearly love and faith are intertwined. You pretty much can't have one without the other. Are you with me? But so that you have it for your notes, go to Galatians 5. Verse 6. For in Jesus Christ neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. Faith which worketh by love. And of course, the love here is the love of God. If I've excused myself from the love of God, what does it say for my faith? I don't have any. I'm operating on my own power. That's why Christians are tired all the time, and they shouldn't be. That's why Christians are stressed, and they shouldn't be. They're not operating by the power of God. They're not operating by the love of God. They're operating on their own power, not understanding the enemy is way back from when they're children. They learn the love that's not the love of God, and they continue in that love. Because it seems wrong to not love your parents, not love your wife, not... Well, we have the wrong focus. God's not saying don't love them. He's just saying switch which love you're using. Your love will hurt you. The love of the world will cause you to be hurt. The love of the world will cause you to have an open door Satan can walk through at any time. Remember, was it X number of years ago, there was a parent in Texas, and her daughter wanted to make the cheerleading team. However, there was someone better than her daughter. But she loved her daughter. Well, that's easy. We'll fix it. We'll kill the other cheerleader. And she did. She wanted her daughter to be head cheerleader. That love is no good. Are you with me? It's the same love. It's the same love. It's the love of the world. The love of the world caused that mother to kill. Well, I guess she hired somebody, whatever. But still. Yet, it was love. Well, you can't now say there's a good part of that love. No. No, it doesn't work that way. God is not divided. You with me? He's not divided. All right. We have great. I mean, just look at the news over the weekend. Right. The guy that shot the 14 people, including himself, at the Civic Center in Maine, in Massachusetts. I'm sorry. The father has killed his 5 children. Some other event, and what did the neighbor say? He loved them. Remember the mother that drowned her 4 kids in Texas? What did the neighbor say? She loved them. Well, there's got to be a problem. If that love caused you to kill, it's got to be a problem. Are you with me? The love of the world is based on a lie. The love of the world is not of the Father. It's an open door for Satan to pick us off, to mess with us, to cause us to lose salvation. Cause us to lose salvation. We're hearing John. Go to James. Just one verse, James 4:4. And I read 1 through 4.